Oh no, I need a title. Let's go live anyway. I'll add a title later. Okay. I can't be bothered with things like titles right now. All right, hey, what's up? So, it is another build night. I've been having a lot of fun because our office got robbed back in November, and I just finally, after a bunch of renovations and stuff, have got our laser cutter and 3D printer up and running again, and that means that I'm going like gangbusters, and this is my second build night this week, and I wanted to build something for Second Halloween. Second Halloween is this concept of where Valentine's Day is cool if you like it, but a lot of people don't, whether or not they're in relationships, and I think it's kind of a lot of pressure. So, Second Halloween is something that people came up with as an alternative to that, and I really love it. And so, I've been wearing this shirt all day today, and I was like, man, what could I build for Second Halloween? And I thought maybe I could combine the two, make like a little familiar with the theme of Second Halloween, and then it would be like a little friendly companion. You get the kind of love aspect, but then you also get the cool aspect of Second Halloween, and so that's what's going on here. Um, I've been messing around with this microbit and a little servo light board attached to it. Um, this is a great little board from Kitronik that I bought from Pimoroni because it's much nicer in terms of shipping to the US. But you can get it from either one. And I've attached the microbit to it, and I've got a couple of servos on it, and we did a video on that recently. Now, oh yeah, I should pull up that video actually. Ooh yeah, servo light. Oh man, Kitronik, Hackster, come on, give me the video, please. I'll pull it up in just a second. It's on our videos page. Here we go. Do 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 do. Here we go. Yeah, video number 538, MCU Monday, servo light board from Microbit. You can see us getting up and running with it immediately, basically. It was really easy. And what I've done, basically, is expanded on this code that just sort of twitches the servos around and makes the LEDs go, and turn it into the start of an actual robot familiar. So what this is based on is Prince Stolas. No one's ever going to build this robot, by the way. The point of this is to make a very easy platform for companion robots that people can kind of design it however they want, but it's going to be a very simple sort of set of code and very clear materials that anyone can build from. And so this is 2 servos and a set of 10 or however many, or 15 actually, or however many NeoPixel style lights, RGB programmable LEDs, and the microbit, which has a bunch of sensors and a little 5x5 LED grid and a couple of buttons and stuff as well. So all of these put together make, I think, a really good starter companion robot. Right now I'm going to be using these 2 servos for eyes. I've got a little mood ring of LEDs on it, and I've got a little face. So what I've been doing with the laser cutter is creating a leather face to go on the front of it. It's going to be a little black bird, and it's going to be made out of suede, and I've designed this sort of faceplate that you can laser out of whatever, soft material or even a hard material, and then you can just, ideally it would go through on your first 4 passes with the laser. In this case it didn't, but it'll fit directly over those servos and the little eye buttons and the little beak shape. But you could make the little mouth whatever shape you wanted. So here's what I've got going. And that's basically going to be the very basic part of this face. Oh dear, I should remove this from the stand right now. And these are some legs that I made for him. Prince Stolas is a long-legged owl demon, which I think is incredibly adorable, and there are some pictures on it, about it on the Wikipedia page. And the reason no one's ever going to build this with their kids is because I think a lot of parents don't have that aesthetic. They don't want their children building demon robots for whatever reason. But look at this guy. He's a great prince of hell, commands 26 legions of demons. He teaches astronomy and is knowledgeable about herbs, plants, and precious stones. He's often depicted as a raven or a crowned owl with long legs. And look at the guy! He's adorable! So I want to make this into a robot. And so, yeah, what I've got going right now is we've got this little guy. He starts off in a little yellow mode. That's a little greenish, actually. He's got two little moods you can do, or actually three, I guess. You can make him angry. The little eyebrows are going down. You can make him happy. Little eyebrows, I guess they stay normal. And you can make him sad, and the little eyebrows go sad. And yeah, so what I want to do right now is put it together. You can see my sort of design down here. The little legs, the little eyebrow guys, the little crown. He's gonna have a little gold leaf crown. Besides this sort of like gold wire leg platform. It's currently balanced so that because when the microbit is on there, it's weighted way toward the front. Yeah, he's gonna have a little, I'm gonna cut a bunch of feathers out of the rest of this black suede here, and he's gonna have a little gold leaf crown. I'm very excited about that. Oh, as a side note, earlier on today, I was messing around with the Halloween, because that was my first idea for something for second Halloween. This is a great little board by Adafruit, but unfortunately when I was trying to get it to work, it keeps giving me a bunch of errors, which is not super happy. It has to do with the libraries driving the screen. But I did pop onto the Adafruit forums, the Discord channel, and oh, I guess that balances too. I popped onto their Discord channel, and I was like, hey, can anyone help me with this? And immediately, someone was like, hey, okay, what are you trying to do? Where's your code, etc.? And honestly, from my time in tech support, I should already have had all that stuff at the ready, and I kind of did, but I could have done better. If you're asking for help on a forum, then be sure to have all your stuff ready to go and answer questions. But yeah, okay, so the nice thing about this is that it's fabric, so it is, or you know, leather, whatever, so it's a little bit malleable. I clearly didn't center these quite right, and that's because I was measuring everything with this tape measure and kind of eyeballing it, but this is honestly good enough for now. So I'm just gonna add these back on. These are his little eyebrow guys. Oh no! I've only got them attached to the body with foam tape right now because I was like, what if I have to reposition them or whatever? So you go back on there. Go. Oh, it's backwards. Okay, you go back on there. Do. Yes. Okay, attaching the servos. I'll do this with like hot glue or something once I'm ready, but right now I'm not. And you can see also where I've attached the NeoPixel strip. I had to do a little bit of bodging to swap those two pins around because on this strip, the pins are in a different order than they are on the board here. Sometimes when you have a 3-pin WAS2812 style programmable RGB LED strip, you will end up with them in a different pin order than what your board or library is expecting. So you have to switch things around a little bit. Let's just make sure of that when you're working with LEDs. Okay, here we go. It's falling apart again. Servos are coming off. Clearly that needs a little bit more of a permanent solution sooner rather than later. That's a little bit creepy. But with some feathers, you know, I'm going to cut up the sides of this and stuff so that it becomes like feathers. And this is going to go at the top. I've also laser cut a disc, which is here. And I'm actually going to cut out a part of it right now in the most brute force fashion imaginable. And hope it, oh no, it's just totally cracking. That's fine. Actually, if I go between these two holes, it should contain it. Haha. Haha. Beautiful. Now I just have to try and get this out without it super cracking everywhere. We'll see. I can always laser cut another one, so, but it would be nice to not waste it. So I'm going to try and fix this one first. Since it's a Glowforge, it should actually be pretty easy to modify this existing object Oh boy. Without too much trouble. But I'm going the lazy way because I'm on air right now, and I just want to get this up and running. Let's see. So what I'm trying to do is make it so that the USB port for the microbit is visible from the top of the platform. Great! And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to yank the rest of this little guy off. Okay, cool. We've got this platform, and this is a little platform that's going to sit on top of his legs. Look how pretty. Except for all that cracking, but whatever. And these holes around the edge are designed so that I can zip tie it onto the wires here. So see how I've made these legs out of basically floral wire? And then he's going to sit on top of there. I'm going to pass this USB cable up through. Maybe I should go ahead, honestly, and attach the disc. I'm not going to do it yet. This thing in the middle here is so that I can put a pencil in through it. You could make this out of cardboard, but I want the LEDs to shine through. So I'm going to put a pencil through here and then have the suede attached via a pin going into the top there. So here we go. This is my first time trying to put this whole thing together so far. And there's going to be a bunch more suede feathers and things. Okay, so actually, I don't even need the USB cable on there unless I want to reprogram. I made him angry. Let's just leave the USB off for now. Okay, cool. So we have the lag platform, we have the robot, and the LEDs are going to shine through the bottom. Now, of course, my entire setup here is kind of filthy, but that's fine. So yeah, the bottom of this is going to be cut to look like feathers. We got a little happy guy with some green lighting that you can't really see. Let's go ahead and cut him some feathers right now. And the cool thing about this is that once you have your little electrical mechanical assembly, it's really easy to make whatever kind of top parts you want. I'm going to give him a little bit of a curvy situation here. Try to make it not obvious that I'm doing this all by hand. And I'm giving it enough room so that you still can't quite see the platform. I'm going to refocus here so you can see. Uh-oh, there we go. You can still see the sock puppet robot in the background. Whoop-a-doop. And yeah. Do-do-do. Right now he just looks like a little sort of angry ghost. But he's gonna be a prince of hell. You can tell that it's kind of 1 a.m. here. But I'm really excited about this project. It's so nice when you get like a whole little build night. Oh, now I would love for him to be able to turn his head, which would necessitate removing the LED strip, basically, because, oh, there we go. Because you can only control 3 servos with this thing if you disable the LEDs, because it has 3 pins on the microbit. You've got pin 0, 1, and 2, and pin 0 is controlling the LED strip, pins 1 and 2 are controlling the servos, which means that, yeah, if you want servo number 3, you have to say no more LEDs. But that might be worth it, honestly. I don't know if I care that much about these mood lights. Maybe instead I'll just put a big servo on the bottom and he'll be able to like rotate his little head around. Ha ha ha! So it looks kind of weird right now, but I promise you it's going to be adorable. He's going to have a little gold crown. He's going to have big eyebrows. I could just stick him on right now. And he's going to be covered in feathers, and it's going to be really cute. So that is Prince Stolas. He is linked in the description of this video. There's a little bit more I can tell you about the whole process. So here's the Servo Lite board. It's linked in the project. There's the getting started for the Servo Lite board. Here is the using the LEDs with the microbit. of course, the zip LEDs are pretty much the same thing as NeoPixels. In fact, it uses the NeoPixel module for Microsoft MakeCode, which is right over there. This system is really great because, you know, if I want to pretty much replicate an entire segment of code, I did this earlier, you can switch over to JavaScript. You can learn how to program JavaScript from this, do whatever feels most comfortable, but also it's really easy to copy and paste bits of code from place to place in the JavaScript window, and then you can like toggle back to the blocks. Occasionally, if you screw up your JavaScript syntax, then it's going to yell at you and be like, I can't convert this back to blocks, it doesn't make any sense. And then you know that you've kind of messed up. But then when you're ready, you just download it. At the bottom here, you can see that there's a save icon, and it says Stolas in all caps, and that's because that's the file name that it will download as, microbit-stolas.hex, and then you just drag that hex file onto the microbit, which shows up as a USB flash device. It's really simple, really friendly. Yeah, you can find this. The way that I designed the disk platform and the face, my favorite way to do it, like honestly, you could do this all in Inkscape, but I kind of hate Inkscape, honestly. So I do it all in a CAD program, an online browser-based CAD system called Onshape. And it allows me to easily parametrically sketch things. So for example, here's the top, that's the disk thingy, and then I can show you the second sketch, which is the front. That's where I did the face, and you can just really easily drag dimensions around, change things up, and you know, so probably here what I'm gonna do is change this so that this probably wants to be like 16 millimeters. Yeah, because those servo holes are too far from the eyes. And now I already have a nicer system. And what I can do is it's extruded into a physical object. I right click on it and hit export as DXF/DWG. And I say Stolas face 2. Export it. And it's actually going to automatically open an Inkscape for me. It may not for you, but you just open it in Inkscape and then you save it as an SVG file. And then my Glowforge understands that. The nice thing about that is it doesn't scale it at all. It stays in the same scale. I don't have to worry about the sizing, which is beautiful. And then I'm just gonna, save that from Inkscape as an SVG file, which, you know, the Glowforge and a lot of other laser cutters understand. Or you can keep it as a DXF, which other laser cutters, plenty of them, understand. So it's really easy to do either one of those. I can actually show you let's just look at the Inkscape window really quick. Can I? Here we go. So you can see how it's kind of off to the side of the window there for no real reason. I'm just gonna drag it. I don't know, I'm superstitious about it. I drag it onto the actual page before I save it as an SVG, but then you just say save as, and I say Stolas face2.svg, super easy. Downloads, Stolas folder, cool. And then I'll be able to recut that tomorrow or whatever. But honestly, I probably won't, because this is good enough. I'm gonna be modifying lots of other stuff too. I've already cut the little feathers on it, and I don't believe in waste. So I think this will probably be covered up pretty well by the eyebrows anyway. What else have we got here? We've got Onshape. Here's the Glowforge window where I was cutting everything. Very simple. You just, you know, put your different settings for each one. If you would like to know my settings for the black suede, I haven't got it nailed down yet, but I'd be happy to share. There is this tutorial. You can also see his seal, which is not very exciting. There's other ones that are much, much cooler. If you go to the Wikipedia page, you can see all of them, like up here from the Ars Goetia. And check out, like, so many of the other ones are much, much cooler. But Stolas is the coolest demon, so Again, I do not expect most people to want to build a demon robot. It's probably not what you're going to do with it, but it's what I'm doing with it. And it's going to be a platform where you can build whatever you want on top of it. You can build a little kitty cat, you can build a little ghost, you can build a little strange heart creature for Valentine's if that's your jam. You can build a little puppy. You could build a... I have a bunch of other ideas, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to build them myself. And yeah, it's a really exciting modular platform so far. So yeah, I think I'm going to work up one main example with this setup with the 2 servos as eyebrows and then the NeoPixel strip. And I'm going to work up another example that is the 2 servos and then one for the head, swiveling. And then we'll have those published and it'll be really easy to make your own companion bots. Sad note, in terms of companion bottery, I kept trying to make Chirp be a robot-to-robot communication protocol for these companion bots. And in fact, my friend Jay was like, I want to do it myself! Don't do it before I do! For like months and months and months, right? And then Jay was like, okay, I'll wait for you to do it. And then, you know, we'll have them and they'll talk to each other. And I never got around to it yet, and now it turns out that Chirp.io has been bought by Sonos. And so they're going to be shutting down their SDK, for new users anyway, on March 1st, which means that you have until then to create your own account and get something running on it, but it means that basically I am no longer pursuing that avenue of bot-to-bot communication. We'll figure something else out. One cool thing about the microbit, actually, is that they can talk to each other over radio. So there's a whole set of things for that. It's pretty easy and it's very versatile. And it's not as cute as making little R2-D2 noises at each other, but you could in theory install a speaker and have that make your own noises. Unfortunately, that also requires one of the pins. And I haven't yet figured out how you might be able to break out the other pins to use for that. So that's where we're at. We've got a partial robot. It's not amazing yet, but it's gonna be. And for now, we've got this little mood thing going on. Angry bot. Happy bot. Yay! That face doesn't really show up, does it? And then we've got sad bot. Aww. So that's Stolas. He's in progress. It'll be fun. You can follow it via the link in the description. Let's see if anyone has anything to say. I realize this is kind of a lot. It's a weird project. Martin says, hey, it's Europe time. Good morning, world. Good morning to you also. It's time for me to go to bed. Have a great night. I'll chat to you